The Minnesota Timberwolves are not dead yet. What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna be just diving into the game four of the Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. Without further ado, please like, please subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Dallas Mavericks to force a game five at in Dallas at game four with a score of 105 to 110, 105 to 100, and I wasn't shocked. I think the Timberwolves were not going to get swept in this series. Um, and shout out to Anthony Edwards. He played really good. He had 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. As Flight would say, too lazy to get one more assist to get yourself a triple double. But that's needless to say. He had a really really good game. He went 2 for 5 from three, pretty solid for Anthony Edwards. I think Karl Anthony Towns, in my opinion, was the MVP of this game. I think Karl Anthony Towns, after getting roasted on national TV for saying he shoots 1,500 shots a game, going 0 for 8 from 3, and before this game being 4 for 32 from 3, he really stepped it up, especially in the fourth quarter. He played really, really good. He went 4 for 5 from 3, 9 for 13 from the field, very efficient. He had 25 points, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds. Pretty good for Karl Anthony Towns. I feel like he was way more aggressive this game. He wasn't allergic to the paint, and he shot the three ball really, really well. Now, the only problem I had with Karl Anthony Towns is his problem with falling out. There were so many plays in this game where Karl Anthony Towns was just having stupid fouls. Like, he would just have the dumbest fouls that would give him in foul trouble and really almost costed the team another loss. And I think down the stretch, if the Timberwolves want to win this playoffs, it's really on Karl Anthony Towns to be in the game, to not, have really bad fouls and not to be in foul trouble throughout the game. Another player I think played pretty good was Rudy Gobert. 13 points, 10 rebounds. He had 1 block. I think he played solid defense. He was holding the paint down for the Timberwolves. He played really, really well. And I think if I had to give like defensive MVP in this game, it's got to go to Rudy Gobert. He played really, really good when it came to the defensive end of the ball, and obviously he's a liability when it comes to offense. But again, he's the anchor of the defense for the Timberwolves. So solid game by him. But yeah, and then Jaden McDaniels had 10 points, 1 rebound. Not the he played pretty good defensively. But again, I think if the Timberwolves want to win, the role players need to step up. They need to step up more. Your bench has to score more than 14 points to beat the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Mavericks have an all-complete, nice, good team. So we just need to see the Timberwolves step up. Now let's go. Let's start with the Dallas Mavericks here. I think the Dallas Mavericks, they played solid. I mean, the way they were playing, they were shooting below 40% from the field, I think. Yeah, they shot 42% from the field, but I think through the 3 quarters of the game, they were shooting below 40%. And the fact that they were still in the game speaks to how resilient the Mavericks are as a team. And I think Kyrie Irving was a no-show. This game, he had 16 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 for 6. He had that costly turnover at the end of the game that really cost the Mavericks chance to come back and win this game. Before this game, Kyrie Irving was 14-0 in closeout games. So this is his first loss coming in the closeout game. So, again, bad game for Kyrie Irving, but I fully expect him to bounce back Game 5 or Game 6 to help the Mavericks close this out. But, again, Luka Doncic, I think he was the best player in the Mavs, obviously. 28 points, 10 assists, 15 rebounds. I mean, this is just a classic stat line for Luka Doncic. He's a phenomenal player. We always have to give props to him. He's a phenomenal player. He's going to be probably one of the faces of the league soon. So, phenomenal player. And I remember he hit that clutch shot at the end to maybe have the chance for the Mavericks to win. But the only problem is with Luka is his free throwing. His free throwing needs to improve. He missed that costly and one free throw when he hit a half court kind of buzzer beater. No, half court 3-point shot with contested with Anthony Edwards following him. So I think he needs to improve his free throwing, but I think that's an easy fix for Luka. He didn't shoot the ball really well. He went 7 for 21 from the field, but again, and 4 for 11 from 3. but he was the one who was really giving them an effort to win this game. I think Jaden Hardy was the biggest surprise for me. Coming off the bench, Jaden Hardy played really well. 13 points, 3 for 4 from 3. I think if Jason Kidd needs to make an adjustment for game 5, it would be giving more minutes to Jaden Hardy. I think Jaden Hardy maximized his minutes, played really well, shot the 3 ball well, and obviously helped the Mavericks in my opinion. Like I feel like I was kind of surprised that Jaden Hardy wasn't there in the closing minutes of the game. He could have gave you a push off to an extra push to win this game. Obviously, Derek Lively did not play. Maxi Kleba was pretty injured. He couldn't shoot the ball because he was injured. So I expect the Mavs to play better game 5. Now, here's my overall thoughts of the series, what I think the Timberwolves can do to win this series, and what I think the Mavericks can do to win the series. Now, I think if you're a Mavs fan, you should not be worried. I think the Mavericks are playing with house money right now. They were up 3-0. History's on their side. No team's ever come back from 3-0. So, again, history's on the Mavericks side. I think Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving will play better. Even though Luka played really well, I think he should have shot the ball better. But again, I think the Mavericks as a whole will play better. Jason Kidd's really good at making adjustments. I think if they make the solid adjustments, put Jaden Hardy in the game, and if they get Lively back, the Mavericks are looking scary. For the Timberwolves, to be in the conversation to win the series, you got to win Game 5. For me to even think about it, and it has to be a good win too. It has to be like you won the game, like you were the best team throughout the game. They need to have a solid win. I think if the Timberwolves win Game 5, we're talking about maybe making history, because we saw this last year with the Celtics against the Heat. So, but again, the Mavericks are a better team than the Heat, so we have to take that into consideration too. But again, I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you guys think that the Timberwolves will win the series, or do you think the Mavericks will win the series? I wholeheartedly think that the Timberwolves will win Game 5. Will win Game 5 at home, and then the Mavericks will ultimately close it out in Game 6, and the Mavericks will win in 6 games. You guys let me know in the comments. Without further ado, that's going to wrap it up for the video. Peace.